Yes, we are still at the NAB show, although I have been distracted for at least the last half an hour staring at these beautiful beach scenes on this 4K television behind me. Thankfully, Jean-Pierre Henot, Chief Technology Officer for Envivio, is here to tell us a little bit more about 4K. So what do you think a realistic timeline is for 4K deployment?
4K deployment is coming pretty soon. You see behind us there is a new generation of 4K screen that is being delivered to the end consumer. This is still a new technology which is brought to the marketplace. We have been at Envivio working a lot on delivering 4K TV so that any operator can deploy it as soon as possible. So the technology for the display is getting here, and then there is still a huge work to be done on the producer side to be able to get content delivered to the home.
Right, because it is still in the early stages of development. So when do you see this becoming mainstream?
There will be a few events this year, like the Soccer Cup in Brazil, and then more and more to come in the next half of the year, and probably massive deployment for next year. That's the type of time frame we'll get for 4K in the future.
And a lot of the time frame really relies outside of the cable operator's control.
Right. Some of that relies on the consumer technology, so the TV screens, which are starting to be available. Some new generation of TV screen will come this summertime, and then there is also a work to be done on the receiver side, that we do what we call the set-top box in order to display on the screen. This is the kind of time frame is early next year, so there are still early prototypes. It will be a massive deployment early to mid of next year.
So for cable operators, how should they approach 4K? What should they be doing now if they're not already focused on it?
They are doing end-to-end trials, being able to develop a couple of channels with 4K content. They are also starting to get the content available so that they can shoot out the new series, or either the content providers or the cable operators, so that they are already 4K to be delivered to the home. Because it's not only a question of having the end-to-end technical chain available, it's also about content. If you want to have great stuff on your screen, you need also to capture, to do the shooting in 4K. And that's starting now, so that they can get prepared for early next year.
What is Envivio specifically doing here at the NAB show to focus on 4K?
What we're doing is we are preparing the solution in order to deliver the content over the networks, dividing the cost of transmission by a factor of 2 so that it is available, at the right level of cost for the operators in order to deliver those content on the networks. And we are doing all the interrupt testing with all the other vendors so that we make sure that 4K is not only something on the early stage, but it gets at a level where it can be deployed fluently for any operator. So
I have a suggestion. Let's say goodbye to these viewers so we can go back to watching these beautiful scenes.
So I would say goodbye, guys. This is still shot in 2K. Next year it will be shot in 4K, and that will be even better.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Come
Bye.
see Envivio at the booth.